today? Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm just trying to do something here. Yeah. But how are you doing? I am ugh, kind of my tooth is paining me a little. No, I'm trying to look for a filter. These filters are so weird. Yeah. Uh, that sucks. No. Oh, TikTok filters are way better. Mm. Ooh, I know. I was looking for it's okay. No, I need to change this. Go back to none. Yeah, I guess I won't these filters are not nice. I won't be using them. They're not cool at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is way better. Hello,
Yeah.
anyone. If anyone is joining, I'm here with my friend Toya. So we're gonna do like maybe like a 20 minutes. We can do
Mhm.
like around it's now 8:15. Yes.
Mhm.
So we could talk about friendship. I think friendship is important. I think it's one of a very important thing. I think it's healthy. Because no man is an island. We need each other. So what's your thought and friendship, and have you had good experience? Or you could share the good and the bad, like having a friend who isn't a friend, and how has having good friendship like really helped shapes you?
Well, for me, it's been both an experience of good and bad friendships throughout my life. I
Mm-hmm.
feel yeah, I feel like it's important to know and to be able to tell the difference because sometimes there are wolves in sheep's clothing and you think someone is your friend, but then they end up not being your friend. And I think it's important to know what a true friend is. And I think that
Yes.
that comes with time and experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think people can be very fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, people can be very so. I had this one similar. What's your thoughts on night workplace friendship? Do you think it's a good idea? I think it's like I feel like it's a complex thing when you try to make friends at work. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah, work friendships, I feel like you have to be careful because you have to play it very carefully because um, not saying all people who work with you are bad, but it can turn into a very vindictive thing if it's not in the best interest of you or the other person.
Hmm.
If if that person I'm a believer, so if that person has a bad spirit behind them and they work with you, they can use that to spread rumors or potentially cause you to lose your job if they don't have a good spirit about them. So it's work friends, it's tricky. It's complicated, like you said.
Yeah, it's very complicated. So there's one girl. We met at work. We no longer work together, and I thought she would call me every day, message me every day. I did need a reference, so she did. She gave me a good reference, I guess. Saying that, I realized I've learned that people come in your life for a reason, and I believe that wholeheartedly. That people come in your life, it may be just for a short time because she was able to give me a good reference, and they got the job. And then so 2 nights ago, she called me on the phone for almost 2 hours. We're talking for a while. So in my mind, we are friends. So then we're talking about my social media. Then she asked me if I send her my Instagram so she can follow me. And then she did. Hello. Whoever's joining, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Oh, subscribe and say something. Most time people don't say anything. They gone. It's saying zero now. But YouTube stats are like so lacking, so I'm not even sure. And then so she followed me to like in the morning. I woke up to like a weird message. The message was saying, "Oh, I unfollowed you because I don't follow coworkers." And
Then
I
why did
was
she ask
like,
to follow you? That's weird.
and she was like, and then so I text her clearly, we're not friends. You don't need to be calling my number. Cause
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
it was like, oh, it's like it's so weird. And then I was like, wow, I actually thought we're friends. And I realized, oh, we're actually not friends. And I'm like, you have to be careful of friends because a lot of people have got their debts thinking somebody's their friend. But I do believe they're good friendship, but it's just a task. It's very hard and I think it's very challenging.
Mhm.
I think it's very challenging finding good friends.
Mhm.
It's
I
very,
agree.
but
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, but even the Bible tells you that they're the friend of six coast and a brother, like David and Jonathan. They are, you might have, but it's not like I think as we get older, we value our inner circle more.
Mhm.
Yeah, value our inner circle more, and we're more about finding quality friends than quantity because you can have a million friends, then if you're sick, who am I going to call to even make me some soup, especially for someone that don't have family like migrate, like it's so hard.
Mhm. I was just thinking the same thing. As you get older, you realize that that's much more important. That the people who are really there for you when you need them the most. My mom used to tell me about this saying, when you're in trouble, no, when you're good, your friends know you, but when you're in trouble, you know your friends. Something like that. And it's
Mm.
so true. It's like when times are tough, that's when you really know who's down for you, you know?
Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's when you're going through things, that's when you realize who is your ride or die. As I feel like they a lot of their friends like to use that word ride or die. But when
Mhm.
you're sick and you're in need, you may not be sick, you may be in a bind. You determine who you see who your friends are.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And
I think, go
oh, go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and I know the Bible talks, by your fruit you can tell, who is who. So I think what it means is that by the actions, the way someone treats you, like people can say all day long that they're your friend, but if they don't show it through their actions, then it's not really real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that is very important because like this lady, she's like my second mom. She's like a mother figure to me. And she always say that love is an action word. She always say God could have stayed in heaven and say I love you. So she always she
Right.
always used she always used that phrase. She's like, God didn't stay up there and say, I love you, you're gonna be okay. He set an example. He left earth, he left heaven, his splendor, he left his glory, and he came to feel the pain that we're feeling. Sent his only son. She always say, especially dating. I learned with men, I realize men are action people. Men don't talk a lot, but by guy actions, you can know if he don't like you or not. You don't even have to ask.
So
Guys,
true. So true.
so for me
When a
now,
guy is,
hmm
go ahead. Go ahead.
so for me now, I kind of adapt that into my female friendship. Like a friend care about you, they're gonna call you. They're gonna check on you. They may not be. I have a friend. We don't message all the time, but once a month we go for brunch, go somewhere. Like life is busy, but you know who your friends are.
Mhm. Mhm. I mean, it's just like even what we're doing now. Like we met through social media, through YouTube, but we
Mm-hmm.
still show up for each other. We still encourage each other, you know? And it's just like
Mm-hmm.
it's the action behind it. It's action behind what you say you're going to do, you know?
Yeah, 'cause actions
And
speak louder than words.
always, always.
Yeah,
And
actions speak.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
think yeah, yeah.
go ahead.
I think it's important to practice discernment,
We have to pray.
especially
We
in
have to pray for that though.
Oh yeah, you have definitely because like the devil can try to distract you with the wrong discernment too. So you got to get the right discernment from God, you know?
Because I've had cases where I think someone is my friend. Then that's what I said. Wolf in sheep clothing. It's everything seems right, and
Mhm.
people. I think people change like the weather, but I do. That's why you can't count on quantity. Cause you can have one friend, or sometimes it's good to have more than one. In case the situation happen, but you can have one friend, and they're there to take and 10. But then you can have. I have 4 friends, but where are they? Do they come
Right.
and visit you in the hospital? I remember
Right.
I just met this one girl. I think I was in uni at that time. We met through you know, uni have like networking the stuff. And I met her, we weren't friends, we just say hi, just say bye. And I was in the hospital and she was like, "Oh, I didn't see you in school today." And then I was like, "You know what? I'm pretty sick. I'm in the hospital." And she asked me what I want to eat. She came like nothing like that. And I had friend because I just moved to New Sud Province. I didn't really know anyone. And this one girl I thought was my friend. And I said, "I'm in the hospital. Oh, call me when you're out."
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You see
And
the
to her,
difference?
I was like, someone that I just met just asked me if I need. And I've learned as I get older, try not to put everyone on the same playing field because we're so different. One friend may hurt you. So that's what they say, if you don't heal, you bleed in everyone.
Mhm. Mhm.
You will bleed in everyone because we all are different. Everyone is not the same. There's some people that are cruel. Some people are evil, but there's some people that have such a good, genuine heart.
Right. And that's why I agree healing is so important because if you don't heal, you'll see it always through that negative um
Hmm.
and you won't even give people who are trying to be good to you a chance. And that's not to
Yes.
say move like you're naive, like everyone is good. Not everyone is good, but like you'll never be able to see the people who are good if you don't heal.
But I've learned that it's hard because sometimes, and I realize life is beautiful when there's people. I remember I did a solo trip. I went to the zoo, Calgary Zoo. It was nice, but if I had a friend, it would have been, if you had it would have been way better. But not I like solo traveling, but it just something about having someone there to laugh with. Like we need people, and we just need the right people.
Right.
Hi, to join in, please subscribe or please like. Yeah, no one is saying nothing. Wow. Usually someone will say something about. Yeah. But that's fine. We're here having fun, enjoying our time. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
but discernment is something that even doing social media, you have a lot of people, they will never say anything, they will never like, but they always be the first one to be checking your stories. And I'm like, that's so weird.
Yeah. It's weird, but at the same time, it's like you can't control it. So I feel like you shouldn't let it affect you either way. because people are gonna
Mhm.
have their opinions, whether you do right or wrong, good or bad. So you might as well just do what you enjoy and what God has given you to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. You can't. And people are gonna come. People that's as they get, I feel like as they get older, they're gonna experience more heartbreak. Because they go older, you see people how people are. You're gonna be hurt, and I think it's make you stronger because now you learn not to take everything emotions. Like my mom, my second mom, she was saying, just say okay. If someone, she was like that girl, she blocked you, just said okay. And it keep it to that emotions don't let it rule us, because she was like, you're gonna be sad for the rest of your life if someone is, if a friend decide not to be a friend anymore, and you may take that on, you're gonna be a sad person. You're gonna be very miserable, because there are some people that are cold, cruel, and evil.
Mhm. Mhm.
And there's
And
some
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you can't control the actions of others, but you can control how you absorb it or how you let it affect you.
Yeah, that's
And so
true.
even though people do evil, cruel things, you can either let it affect you and let it bring you down, or you can see it for what it is and then move on and say, "Well, thank you for showing me your true colors. Now I can move on and accept someone who will actually appreciate and love me."
Yeah. And sometimes I've seen stuff where I personally believe, as a person, that it's good. I am a firm believer of, when you have your relationship, have your own friendship group, because there's some women, they're married and it's all about their family. That's okay. But what if when things happen, I feel like you need men don't take I love men behavior. They don't take permission from no one. Like, they're married, they are going out with their boys every night. If not every night, but they're gonna make the time to see their friends, hang out with their boys. Women, just wanna stay at home, then the husband. No, men live their life. And I feel like my mom always tell me, just observe how men are. Men don't care about you. Like, they may love you, but you're not gonna stop them. They're selfish
Right.
creatures. They are gonna have a good time, whether what that is. They're gonna have fun. They're gonna go on boys trip. They're gonna go with their friends. And women need to do that. Like, follow this girl on Instagram, and she said something, and I believe that wholeheartedly. This is what she said. She said, men need women, women need community.
Hmm.
And I think to an extent it's true. I'm single, and it doesn't really bother me because I think I have friends. It's nice. Like, it's really nice to have somebody that's awesome. You can bounce ideas off. That's
Mhm.
good to have a good partner. But I feel like women values community more than men. Men, I don't know, I think they value that much. They may value their relationship, but they don't really value community as much as we do, because they don't share what they're thinking. Women, we need someone to vent to.
True.
Yeah,
Very true.
so women need that. 'Cause men, they don't see how they feel. You may have once in a while a partner may share, but most of the time you don't know what they're thinking. And I guess society really make it hard for men too.
Mhm.
Yeah, men have it hard. Like, they're, especially in some culture, like, men are just seen as providers, and they're more than that, right? And so
Of
that's how
course.
they measure. That's how they measure their worth. Like, can I provide for my family? Like, I had a
Mhm.
friend, I was like, "Oh, I'm seeing my period," and then I said, "Oh, you men doesn't go through anything." He said, "Well, but we have to make sure that our family's okay. That's a lot of stress to take on, make sure that everyone is okay financially." And I guess that's how men measure their wealth. If they can't provide financially, they feel like they can't actually, yeah.
That is a lot of pressure, and I feel like society, like, they put a lot of pressure on men in a different way than they do on us, right? Like, it's always you have to be the man, you have to be strong. Like, but what if a man wants to have a weak moment? Like, and it's always seen. I know a lot of um in the Western culture, it's seen as like men aren't supposed to cry, you know? And I don't agree with that at all. Like, I feel like how are you gonna let your emotions out if you're always supposed to have this stone face of being strong? Like, that's not fair, in my
We
opinion.
always
Fair.
everyone cry when they were a baby. What's the first thing we did? The minute
Right.
we come out of mother womb, we all
Right.
cry. It's just society as we get older now. Don't cry. You're a man. You're a man. Men don't cry. Men don't cry, so you can't. I remember one time I saw my brother crying, I was laughing. I know it's mean, but I'm like, so growing up from a young age, you see that like, oh, men don't cry, but men deserve to cry. We all have. When I cry, I feel better. I tell my
Right.
friend, if you let me cry, I'm done with you. I'm healed. I'm gone. Don't let me cry. But yeah,
Mm. Yeah, I feel
but
like it's a go ahead.
crying is healing.
Crying is such a healing thing. Like, it's necessary. You have to let it out. Like, if you hold it in, it's gonna bottle up, and it's gonna burst in a way that you don't want. And that just makes it worse because you didn't express it in the moment it needed to be expressed.
Hey guys, please like. Everyone is on. The more you like, the more YouTube know that you're enjoying the content. If you're enjoying, just give it a thumbs up.
Yes, if
Yeah.
this is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to Kayla's channel as well because she has awesome content and you will hear and be the first to know every time content goes out.
Mhm. Yeah. But I feel like YouTube starts to because sometimes I will look, I'll see nobody's on. But then when I check, there's like 20 people on. I'm like, that's crazy. The YouTube stats is not. So you don't even know if someone on or not. Not saying zero on, but I feel somebody's actually watching.
Right. Like, sometimes it'll say that like zero is on, but then when I check later, it was like 30, 40, 50.
Yeah. One time I saw zero, and then when I look, I saw it was 100. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's crazy. So I
It's
guess you have to just talk and talk until sometimes nobody really engage. Sucks. Sometimes people do engage. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but fun. I'm glad we're having this conversation. I feel like it's important and more people need to hear it.
Yeah, I think there need to be I feel like there's a lot of safe space for women. There's so many groups for men, but I feel like men don't share how they feel, and it's so sad. I have a friend. Remember I messaging him, he didn't respond. I asked, "Are you okay?" And then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to Colombia. And my wife has cancer." And we're good friends. And he's like, "Oh," but eventually he say, when I'm like, men, they just go to the woman, we call, we ball, we
Right. We,
but that's
we
just
call a
how
million
we
people.
that is how we heal, right?
Mhm.
But so that was yeah.
You know what I find interesting is also, like, I don't know how you feel. I'm going to ask you, how do you feel about getting professional help? Like, do you feel men or women or even in the black community that it's like something that needs to be done more? What are your thoughts on that?
I think I've been to professional. I think it's important to see to get help because sometimes you may not trust the people around and you just want a different perspective. I think it's good to work on ourselves because we become the best version of ourselves. So
Mhm.
please like, guys. This is people on. Please like. So I feel like it's important to heal yourself to be the best version. I'm not a parent, but to be the best version, to be the best, to be the good friend. Because if I'm not healed, I can't be a good friend to you.
Mhm.
You can't. It's like asking me for $100. Where am I gonna get it from? Steal? I don't have it, so I kind of give. I kind of give what I don't have, and that's something growing up with. I feel a lot of Caribbean kids go through that so much intergenerational trauma. You have to have this tough demeanor. Your father, a lot of I'm talking about growing up in the Caribbean. Maybe it's changing now. I know you couldn't tell anyone you have mental health. They ask you crazy, this stigma, but mental health is real. I'm happy now it's becoming more of an importance. Now people are advocating because the mental health is real, and sometimes we all I was talking to someone and said, especially as children, everyone need a safe space. Everyone needs someone, maybe mom, your dad, a friend. Everyone needs some we can vent to, because we all gonna gossip. We're gonna say something about someone, but at the end of the day, that the person you're gonna gossip, or not say gossip in a bad way, where someone do you something, you have to make sure it's in a safe space,
Mhm.
right? I have said things to people, and I have to make sure you all have your friend where you talk about this person, but that's your safe space. Everyone deserves a safe space where they can say how they feel. Like, please, if you join in, everyone deserves a safe space. Just like with men, I feel bad for men because, like, if a guy doesn't have I believe a guy is supposed to be a provider. I believe that. But I'm like, men has to always thinking about taking care of this girl. Like, even if she has a job, like, he's seen as okay, if we're just dating, of course you're gonna spend and get to know me. But if we're in a serious relationship now, like, I feel like it's time for us to share. But I feel
Mhm.
like society has destroyed the idea of relationship. Like, he has to the Bible say help meet. Like, even the Bible talk about the Proverbs woman, right? So relationship is a partnership. I've dated men where I dated a guy where even on his birthday he would not let me pay. You
Mm.
just growing up that a man provide, you take care of the person you're with, you take care of them. So I have his birthday, he would not let me spend money. He will accept gift from me, but he wouldn't let once we're together. He said he could never ask women to split bill. He said, I think I grew up in Africa. He said that's just how we grew up. Woman, you have a girl, you take care of her. That's it. So even though
Mm.
he would, if I buy gift for his birthday, of course he would take gift. But as for going out and spending my own money, would never dare let me do that. And
Oh,
for me,
wow.
I have dated men that would like want to share, but for me, be honest, I can't find that attractive anymore, because if I am going to be talking to a guy, I already experienced somebody paying for everything. But I also believe that it's not fair. And if I'm going to marry someone, we're going to have kids, there must be share of responsibility. I do believe a man should be a leader. As a Christian, a man should be a leader, but of course he can lead. I've heard men that say men only need the feminine energy, where men just want you to know that they can talk to you. Some men, that's
Mhm.
all they want. They want the relationship to be a safe space. I feel like men has it's a lot on men. Because if a woman could not be working for a year and nobody interfere with her, if a guy is not working, oh gosh.
Right. If a guy's not,
Oh
it's
my
on
god.
him. Like, you, why aren't you working? What are you doing? But if a woman's not working for a year, it's like, well, maybe she needed time. you know,
You
maybe
get
she
it.
just, right. You'll find something. So
Mm,
it's like a double standard kind of a thing.
you know what? I learned to understand that's just how it is. That's
Hmm.
just how it is. I've understand that beauty is currency. Like it or not, there's pretty privilege, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember I went to Antigua, my mom's in Antigua, and I remember my mom, because I didn't stay with my mom, I stayed with a friend, and my mom was to come and see me. And then my mom was crying because she like was running late to see me. And this guy, I was just standing up. I said, "Hey, I know at that time the Caribbean, you know how the Wi-Fi is sometime. I couldn't get Wi-Fi, and I didn't have roaming. So then I asked this lady, the lady said, oh no. And I asked this guy, and he was the sweetest. I said, he was a security in the line. No, they tell you have to go forward. And once you past that area, you can't turn back. And
Mm.
so I was like, I wanted to, I said, my mom's supposed to come and say goodbye. My mom, she's in her parents are. She's like, she just want to see me to say goodbye. And he said, you know what, don't worry. Here's my phone. Call your mom. He's like, you can keep my phone for a bit. So he was over there. And then so he had my phone. He had my and then my when my mom came, my flight was 4:30, it was after 2, I have to check in. And then I remember he said, it's okay, don't worry about it. And I remember while I was crying emotional, I miss my mom. I was standing by the security line. Two ladies came up and said, "Oh, the security down the rest of the room must take you straight to boarding." And it was like God, because if I had stayed in the line, I would have missed my plane because a lady fell. She was having seizure, and she fell so hard in the on the floor, and she was bleeding. So my mom said
Wow.
she heard a commotion. So God is so good that they took me all they had to, they have to show them my document. The two girls that work, he said, oh, he said we might just take it through. So I just show them my travel documents. You're good to go. And my flight was almost, I had to run if and I'm like, I was like, God is just amazing, because if I didn't talk to that guy and he was so, my mom didn't take his number or something. I was even thinking, 'cause he was
Mm.
such a nice guy. And he gave me his phone. He said, just hold my phone. And he was over there kind of guiding people the line, because he was monitoring the line, one of this at the airport. And then I remember like I was just walking up, my mind was flustered. And then two ladies just came up. He said, we must take it to security. So they didn't have to check me. They just brought me to the lady checking my passport, and then just went through. And then there
Wow.
was call, and then there was calling my flight was almost leaving. So the pre-check boarding, and I'm like, the line was so long because everyone, and then and I was like, that was so, I got lucky. I'm telling you. I just said, let me ask this guy. And I asked him, and it's okay, you can hold my phone. And I called my mom, and even my mom was there. He's like, don't rush, don't rush. I'll deal with it. So deal with it. Him not saying, oh, I was like, what does he mean deal with it? So as I was walking, like in a whole different world, the two ladies came. He said, we must take it straight through. You don't have to stay in the line. One stay with you. So they thought I was with them. Then I was like, oh, we're just taking her through. And then they took me straight through. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like, that was just like a miracle.
That was God for sure. I feel like God aligns us with certain people to help us, especially when we least expect it. You know what I mean? That was God, 100%.
I remember there's this pastor. He always say that, how in the Bible said, when Ezekiel, they said, can these dry bones live? That God said, even if no one is going to spread his words, that if he have to call the rocks to do his job, he will. And then he said, God always provide. He always make a way.
Mm.
He always, sometimes how church, sometimes they may worship certain pastor, and the times pastor said, like, we're nothing because if a pastor leaves, there's gonna be another pastor. There's God is always rising someone up. So God is always rising someone. I'm not seeing how God work in my life. I remember like move here, being in not able to make friends. I had one good friend, then I made another friend, and then I was saying, God, let me meet a good friend. And then I met a friend. She's way older. She's in her 50s, senior me, but we have an amazing relationship. And it was
Mm.
so funny because at first we met, we weren't friends. It just casually after a while became friends, and I was praying for that. And it happened. So I feel like God, He's amazing, and He always make a way. He always make a way. Like
Ab-
this, I can bet you have so many stories. Like I feel like we don't have to. We will worry because that's our human natural nature. But I can tell anybody God is real. He is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. You know.
Mhm. I remember one time um, I was running late for my graduation from college, and I had to like literally run. Like my tassel was falling, and my gown was kept going open because I had to run in circles trying to get into the building before they closed the doors, right? And at the time, it was the largest graduating class at the university, and so there were
Hmm.
different lines, like at least 5 to 6 lines that I had to go in order to
Wow.
go into the yeah, in order to go into the section that I was supposed to be in, and I didn't know which section it was because I was late. So I got in through the doors of the building. They closed the doors right behind me just as I entered. And would you know I was in the exact line that I was supposed to be in?
Yeah, God is.
Yeah, it's just little things like that that like you have to say that like if that's not God, then I don't then I don't know what is.
He always they said faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things never seen. They said faith has to be like a mustard seed because the mustard seed you can't really see it.
Mhm.
So we have to. He is faithful, and in order for him to come through for us, we have to do his will. We can't live in sin, and that's an important thing. Like because even if you have your friends, this elder was preaching at church, and he said in every relationship there's a certain boundary. If if your partner cheat, that boundary is crossed. No matter how a person forgive you, that relationship will never be the same, right?
Mhm.
It just so with God, you have certain principles. There's certain guidelines. Like I think someone said, if you actually study the law of the land, it's actually certain laws is actually made from the Ten Commandments. The Bible said, "Thou shalt not steal." If you steal, you go to jail.
Mhm.
The only one is not maybe clear is like adultery. Some states adultery, if you don't go to jail, but you if you phone cheating, you have to you will have to give up a lot of money in divorce court, right? So I
Right.
feel like somebody was saying if you they actually based on the Ten Commandments, if you don't eat, kill. The Bible said thou shalt not kill. The Bible said, I know back in the days it would be eye for an eye, but now if you murder, you go to jail. Your life is done or you get killed. So I think we have to follow his guidelines. It's like I was telling myself from a Caribbean home, from the Caribbean, I can speak for the Caribbean. There's so many broken homes. There's so many damaged family, and it's because it's just imagine if they had wait till they're married to have kids. All these diseases, all these things would not happen. Not saying it wouldn't, because but we're sinful human being. We are gonna do stuff, but um, yeah, it's a relationship. At the end of the day, it's because you and I we have a relation. There's certain boundaries. I wouldn't be rude to you if I disrespect you or friendship.
Mm.
We can't have a friendship. And so if
Right.
we don't, there's certain boundaries and I guess God wants us to obey Him. This pastor always said that obey is the first. God's law, first law is obedience. Adam disobeyed, and what happened? 2,000 years later, we're still paying for it. So
Right.
obedience is the key, and it's
Mm.
play a big factor. Yeah.
I agree, and I feel like if we look at it in a way that it's a relationship between us and God, like it's not just like God being like these are these rules and you have to follow them, but you do right by him because you love him, you know? I feel like when we look at it that way, it makes it
Mm-hmm.
like it makes it more doable because
Yeah,
I know for me, oh, that was scary.
I'm just playing around.
Yeah, no problem. I know for
Yeah,
me, in the beginning of my walk with God, I thought it was very like all these rules that I had to follow. But then as I got deeper into my relationship with God, I realized that it's more of like building that connection with Him. It's just like building a connection with the person. When you really love someone, you don't want to hurt them. And so it's the
yeah.
same thing with God, you know?
Yeah, if you genuinely love somebody, you don't want to see them mad. You love the kids. You want to give them the best. Even the Bible even say, "He who are evil know how to give good gifts." If parents could give the kids the world, they could take on their sickness. They will. But that's how I know that God is real. That's how
Mhm.
I know because everything that is made it's a it's telling you that there's a creator. The building, it's a creator. The love that your parents have for you may have like my grandfather. I love my grandfather. When I said if I could have if I could have do something or let him live in my place, I would have. I love my grandfather more than life itself. And that love doesn't come from anywhere. There has to be a source, right?
Mhm.
And I think I told the ones that it's in our DNA to be loved. If you don't hug a child can die. A baby can die of not having that love. Like it's in our DNA to be loved. We all want to feel belonging. We all want to know that we all want a safe space. We want to know that I can be myself and not judge. Like I was listening to Michelle Obama. I like to listen to her. She's very confident. She's very level head. And she said she always knew she could have accomplished anything. She could have go in the world because she doesn't determine to she doesn't determine on the world to be loved. The world doesn't like us. The world doesn't care about us. The world care about their family. She said her mom always tells her, you don't go outside in the world for love. You go outside in the world to get an education, go to school, you come home to be loved. And I feel like if a lot of kids had that, they can be themselves, would have a much better world.
I agree. I agree. If everyone had the type of love that they're deserving of or that they're searching for, then the world we would treat each other so much better, you know? I feel like because as humans we're all searching for to be loved when a lot of times we don't realize that the type of love that God shows us has been with us and within us all along. We just have to connect with him and then use that to connect with ourselves and other people. It talks about in the Bible how the greatest commandment is to
Love thy
love.
neighbor.
Well, yeah, that's the second greatest, but the first is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul.
Mm, okay.
And then the second is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. So like it starts by knowing that that love that you search for is already within you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We all want to feel love. We all want to feel appreciated. God is love and he made us. We're made in his image. And in the
Mhm.
image, we will find love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes, just as we close, just a closing thought that, you know, even if anyone is watching and you don't feel love, just God loves you. And your blood family does not determine family. You don't have to be related by blood because some of the best people we find are not our blood. Some people may not fortunate enough to have love and family, but family are the people that you choose, the people that will love you through thick and thin, and they will be there for you no matter what.
Mhm. Sometimes your family, like you said, family are the people you choose, and sometimes, your biggest supporters may be strangers. And I believe God even sends those people to love on you, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you. We're on for 45 minutes, which was good. It was a very good conversation. We should do it again. We should. It was very good conversation. I
Yeah,
hope,
absolutely.
yeah. I hope guys that were listening that you were blessed, and I hope that as you go, you may just remember that God loves you and you are loved. You are loved. Bye.
Bye. Take care, guys.